2 months ago, I didn't know what to wear to work, which is weird if you think about it. Like, I'm in front of my clothes and I don't know what to wear. So I want to share my story with you about how I tried to simplify my wardrobe by wearing one dress for 30 days. And I'm going to tell you this story through the lens of the 5 stages of grief. If you're not familiar, the first stage of grief is denial. So when I started the project and nothing in my wardrobe went with the dress, I had some difficulty believing it at first, because it's just a black dress. Like, how does not everything I have in my wardrobe go with it? There was even one morning that I tried to layer the dress with a collared white shirt. As I was getting breakfast at work, a colleague looked at me and said, "Hey, you kind of remind me of a student from Hogwarts." The second stage of grief is anger. The seam in the back of the dress starts to separate, then the hem and the right sleeve unravels, and then the seam at the bottom of the dress comes undone. This is like all in the first week of the project, by the way. So I go to the website to leave a review of the dress, but that feature doesn't exist, which is like crazy, right? Like, how can you sell a product and not provide a way to receive feedback, or at least have your customers share their experience with others? The third stage is bargaining. Maybe if I hadn't sat down so much, the back of the dress wouldn't have started to rip within the first 7 wears. The fourth stage of grief is depression. Seeing my dress fall apart really made me do some research about the fast fashion industry, and I realized how much it damages communities and the environment. Clothes that I picked that are hanging on my clothing rack right now have contributed to the unethical treatment of garment workers, farmers, and factory owners who have been exploited, killed, or have committed suicide because of the systemic problems that have pushed them into an intersection of debt and exhaustion, literally polluted our communities across the globe, all to feed and promote a culture where people feel they need to buy new clothes to feel better about themselves. So basically, I can't wear anything without feeling completely guilty. The last stage of grief is acceptance. So my project ends, and I go back to work in my old wardrobe and hang up my black dress. If you're wondering, the first day back I wore an orange shirt and high-waisted black pants. And it feels kind of weird not wearing the dress. It was like a second skin for me and became part of my identity. And when it started to fall apart, I took ownership of it and mended it, which was new for me. Before I started the project, I had a capsule wardrobe of about 40 items, and it never made me question where my clothes came from, or what the true cost was to the workers or the environment. About an hour into my first day of not wearing the black dress for 30 days in a row, my coworker, who sees me every day, turns to me and says, "You look different." I couldn't figure out why. And then I realized it was because you weren't wearing black.